Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Cinema Smoketography. I'm your friendly neighborhood hookologist, Tommy Atomic Rodriguez. Joining me today is a very different Kill Will Volume 2. If you don't recognize him, you should see him from our previous YouTube video, Different Types of Hookah Smokers 2. Oh, got something in my nose here. So, I called Will today because he's one of two experts I know in the world of anime. I like watching anime, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and stuff like that, but I'm not a die-hard fan like my buddy Will and producer man Isaac. So we're going to be talking about Netflix's season 4 of the 7 Deadly Sins. So to kind of start off, Will, please tell me how this all came to be, because if anyone's going to know the history and anything about, you know, this anime in particular, it would be you.
Well, getting a season 4 for Netflix. Netflix had ordered the season already. It was aired in Japan late last year, early this year, so
Sure.
quarter 4 of anime.
Okay.
It didn't get as much popularity this time because it had to air at the same time as a couple other big name anime like Dr. Stone and Kimetsu no Yaiba, otherwise known in America as Demon Slayer.
Ah, okay. You know what I also found out recently, that the quality style of the animation was dropped by A1 Studios. From what I understand, it dropped because the movie did poorly.
Yeah, the movie didn't do as well because it didn't really fit anywhere in the timeline that was shown. That's one of the sad things about a lot of animated movies. Unless the anime is already super popular, a movie for it won't do very well.
Well, I think like the 7 Deadly Sins has been very popular since it came out.
It's very popular in the US, but it wasn't very popular in Japan at the time. It had a very good season 1. Season 1 was a very go-lucky, go-happy, kind of felt like One Piece.
Yeah.
Then we had our season 2 in the US, which was a filler arc.
Of course.
And then we had season 3 on Netflix. And season 3 on Netflix kind of turned what we knew about the 7 Deadly Sins on its head.
It went from really happy to really dark like that. And it was super crazy. Like, there was so much going on in that season with the 10 Commandments coming and everything else, and we finally got Escanor.
Yeah, Escanor, we got the last sin, we got the 7 Deadly Sins finally united as an entire group. We got to see the 10 Commandments as a full group. And we got to see what everyone was so afraid about at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Because we all thought that was the holy war between Hendrickson and the 7 Deadly Sins. Well, no, it turned out
It
that was
got
just
a
the
lot
prelude.
worse. Yeah, it got a lot worse.
It got worse fast.
Yeah.
And that leads us up into the beginning of season 4, where, in all honesty, the Battle for Leonis at the end of season 3 was a very solid mini arc in the series. And it leads us up to the trying to liberate the rest of the country, but it's not going to go so well.
No, and you know what? Before we get started anymore, we are smoking some lovely shisha today. Will is smoking Tangiers.
Because I like to die.
Cane Mints. He's using the Phoenix HMD, and then I added the Hookah John 80 Feet 80 Root Beer Color Bowl. I actually like that bowl. It's my favorite bowl so far. And I'm smoking Azure Dark Royal Mango. There's my phone. Not going to answer that. Royal Mango. So, and I'm smoking out of my Alpaca Eggy Bowl, and it's actually, I got 2 flats, he's got 3 flats, and we got a couple more on deck just in case the coals start flattening out. So, just let me know, because I gotta have another coal for you. It does kind of die out eventually.
Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of how hookah is. But these coals look like they're going to last, anywhere between an hour and a half and...
They'll last about at least an hour. Guaranteed. Because they're flats, like cubes last a little bit longer. Either which way. So, I kind of have mixed emotions towards this particular season, because I really did enjoy season 1. I did enjoy season 3. 2 was just kind of there, but season 4 I feel is like Exposition, the anime. That's how I personally feel about it. There was a lot of exposition that didn't necessarily need to be there. Like the first, like the mini arc where Deanne and King go back in time for their training by the 2 previous kings. Like, could have been done, like you said it perfectly, it could have been done in like 2-3 episodes.
You could have done that entire thing in a couple episodes, 2-3 episodes at most, but they just chose to go with 5, and I feel like that's because they wanted to really hammer home Elizabeth as a character. You get to find out so much more about Elizabeth through those 5 episodes.
Yeah.
We get to find out, oh my god, she's
the reincarnation of... She's the daughter of the supreme deity, and she's been reincarnated 108 times?
It's like 117.
Like something like that.
Over 100 times.
Over 100 times she is reincarnated. And this is where you see Meliodas' curse, both of their curses, and it's fucking crazy.
Like, that could, but again, it could have all been done in 2 or 3 episodes. It felt like the exposition should have been something like an interim season, like they did for season 2, rather than part of season 4.
Right.
Which I felt detracted from the whole value of the season.
It just sits a whole lot different for me personally, from how, like, because I really did enjoy it. When I saw it on Netflix, I was like, oh dude, I should watch this. Like, this is going to be a good season to watch. It turned out to be a disappointment, and it actually made me really sad.
I got very mixed feelings on going through the entire season. I think there are a couple of real big drops in quality of animation that shouldn't have been there.
Right.
The biggest and most foremost for me was Escanor versus Meliodas at the mid-season finale.
Right, and that itself was so disappointing, because in the mango...
Really?
What?
It's manga.
Mango?
Manga.
Manga.
There we go, Tom.
We don't make up words here, Will. I do this on purpose.
He does this to torment me.
Yeah, so... And you know what? At least they have a mango to go upon. Right? It's not like Dragon Ball GT where they didn't have a mango to go about.
They did have the original author of the manga to help direct the direction of that anime. But that's a side topic for another day.
Mango.
Fine. The mango.
I win. I always win. But no, like I think it was like it's real different to kind of feel to watch this. Like you're right. Like, and it felt like that fight, because it itself is supposed to be an epic fight. The 2 strongest characters in this anime are finally duking it out.
The 2 strongest characters that we know of at that point.
Fair enough. The 2 strongest characters that we know of are Escanor and Meliodas.
Meliodas, demon form, assault form, clean, super clean. But that entire animation sequence, it just felt like still frames from the manga.
Yeah. It felt like they dropped the frame rate right there, and it's, if you aren't really, like, for those who don't know, like, the frame rate, a lot of people don't complain about it because they just think it's animated nicely. Yes, it is animated quite well, but the frame rate that they used for his jump to grab his axe was not that great.
A lot of repeated scenes, a lot of it just being covered behind really poorly placed smoke clouds that just felt like they shouldn't have been there.
Exactly. That's the thing that kind of bothers me about it, because like this fight should have been animated perfectly. An example of that is when you watch the Tournament of Power arc in Dragon Ball Super.
Let's
go with some of those examples and how they were animated.
Just use the finale of it.
Like when Jiren and Goku.
Jiren, Goku, Frieza, and number 17.
Yeah.
That fight at the very end, super clean animation, and it was clean all the way through. But when you see this Meliodas versus Escanor, we get clean cuts. We get these clean cuts of awesome character models, awesome depictions of how these characters would look like in animation. But the animation quality just dropped for no reason.
Exactly. They put a lot of their budget into the final fight with Estarossa.
Yeah, like the last 2 episodes, in episode 23 and episode 24, where we get Estarossa finally losing himself to the 3 commandments he absorbed.
He absorbed Gallons, he absorbed Monspeeds, and he had his own commandment.
And he had Derrieres.
Did he have Derrieres?
I'm pretty sure he had Derrieres.
No, I don't think he had it yet.
Was that Zeldris who picked up Derrieres?
No, I don't think they picked it up yet.
I thought...
No, I don't, because I know they have...
He absorbed 3 extra.
I don't know if he has Derrieres. But I know they have Grey
Roads.
They have Grey Roads. They have... I don't know if they have...
Grey Road, they got it from... Zeldris got Grey Roads.
Yeah, no, Meliodas did.
Yeah, for...
Meliodas grabbed it before he left.
Before he dipped the 7...
Before he left the 7 deadly sins. He grabbed it, but he didn't grab... I forget the snake character. The snake commandment.
Meliscula.
Meliscula. Like, he didn't grab hers. So, there's there's that. And you want to like the one thing like I will say about this anime, and I've noticed it because I watched all of Lucifer right now too, is that there's a very gray area of what's right and what's wrong for this anime. Oh, hello, welcome to the official sponsor of Cinema Smoketography, Ares, the Greek cat of war. Hi, Ares, say hi. Okay, we're busy. I love you.
You're adorable, Aries.
Thank you. She is a cute kitty. Ow, my face. But no, like it's a very gray area because the goddess race are a bunch of racists.
Well, we're taught when you watch season 1, it's obviously against the demons. We're all against the demons, and if the Holy War is against demons, well, we're screwed. So we're gonna power up with demon. But all of a sudden, that was colored bad, and we hear about the first of the goddesses, and the goddess was like, "Hey, kill Meliodas spawn."
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's so weird to see that kind of happen, right? And then you like in the 5-episode arc with King and Deanne, you see that there is a difference of what is right and wrong in their eyes, right? Because they think all demons are terrible, but you see Meliodas has left the demon race to help the goddess race and everybody else.
You even see that Darieri only wanted to get her sister back.
Yeah, it's like they have human-like emotions, and it's not just that black and white. And the reason she hates the goddess race so bad is because they pretty much tricked them into and then she watched her sister die because one of the 4 archangels, Lodosiel, is a little punk bitch. I hate him. I want him to open his fucking eyes.
He opens his eyes very rarely, and every time you do see Ludociel open his eyes, it's to, color the fact that this guy is obviously not having the good intentions that we're supposed to have for something like the Goddess Clan.
Right. And it's just like I said, like this kind of opened my eyes a little bit, like what's right and what's wrong. Well, my cat wanted to get into something she shouldn't have and drop stuff, but it's okay, nothing broke. Yeah, hopefully. That's right.
Aries, be careful next time,
please. So like it shows a very different side of everything, which is great. Like I like how they're showing different kinds of points of view of what we can interpret as good or bad.
And we also get to see the more dark side of the Demon Clan at the same time, later on when they take over Camelot.
Yeah, and how Zeldris takes over Camelot that was a very crazy thing.
Very dark point in the anime.
And even the first episode kind of monumented how anyone could have those dark tendencies. Even the human race, they have this whole village capturing travelers just to sacrifice to the demon race to
keep themselves alive.
Exactly.
It plays into the dark side of humanity itself, and that's one of the things I do love about Seven Deadly Sins as a whole. It really brings up what does it be to be human. Mm-hmm. As we follow this group that is obviously, no one there is actually a human. Mm-hmm. Bon, you can consider human, but he's an immortal.
Vaughn is very different. Like, he is a human, but he was like, and you see it in season 3, like he has a human life. Right before he got into the Fountain of Youth, he had a what was it, a beast man father.
Yeah.
Well, a father figure, and then you see the human emotions between all of that, and it's super crazy.
That was probably one of the most human relationships we got to see in the entire anime.
I agree.
But we continue into this, and we see that none of the characters that we follow really are human. Mm-hmm. We find out that there's an entire race of sorcerers, and that's where Merlin belonged to. And
Merlin is, I think, one of the most OP characters in the entire series, because she got a blessing from not only the Demon King, but the Supreme Deity.
She tricked both of them.
Oh, she's a hustler.
And that's why we don't have any sorcerers in modern Seven Deadly Sins, because, well, that entire civilization was wiped off because she tricked the Demon King and the goddess.
Yeah, so I mean, that's crazy to see that. And another thing that kind of pissed me off about this whole season is the story about King Arthur.
King Arthur, spoiler alert, everyone. King Arthur is a very important figure to the anime all the way through, because it takes from Arthurian legend.
Yeah.
And to have Arthur just up and die in this season, that was a big hit.
That was bold. That was bold as shit. Like, I was tripping out, and when I found out he was supposed to grab Excalibur, I thought the sword he already had was Excalibur.
No, if you actually would think about it, it would be more like Caliburn, the sword that Arthur used, one of the other swords. But him picking up Excalibur, the Sword of Heroes, that's where a lot of the animation from the earlier discussion went, was in that fight and the Esterosa fight.
Yeah.
At the end. And Arthur dying, bold move. Don't mourn too long again for spoilers. He will be back.
Oh, he fucking better be.
He's a key figure in the post Demon King arc of the anime. So he will be back. He will come back. And the cat that he has with him, Kath Pollig, keep that in mind. Kath Pollig, important character.
She eats demons.
She eats anything.
Fair enough. But no, like, I think that was actually like a bold move, and I did like that fight too. And it was just because we meet Arthur in season 1.
Towards the end of season 1.
We see him at the end of season 1 when Merlin comes back.
And he's on the same level as Hendrickson before Hendrickson really evolves into a pure demon. And that's something to keep in mind, is he was able to go toe-to-toe with Hendrickson. Probably not the same actual level, but...
Yeah, but he can hold his own, and that was super, super badass. Like,
oh yeah. And the character kept getting these moments, but never really got stronger until he got Excalibur. And we got to see him totally destroy Chandler and Mr. Mustache Man, because I don't care about either of those characters.
Oh, Chandler tripped me out. Like, when he fought Deanne and King, like, that was a savage ass fight too.
Oh, Chandler was such a scary character when he's introduced. But when you get towards hopefully this gets renewed, we get to season 5.
Right.
Chandler isn't actually that scary anymore. But we also get to learn that Chandler taught Meliodas. And Meliodas' own magic power isn't actually full counter.
This is true.
And so
but you know what? That kind of trips me out, because I thought your magical power was something that you just kind of developed. Right? Because Esterosa also can use full counter.
Esterosa can use a different form of full counter than Meliodas can. But that leaves us in a different situation. It's like, who taught Esterosa?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Like, it's crazy, like, how everything's kind of like foreplaying, because there's a lot of mystery between some of these characters. For one of which is Escanor. Escanor has the magical power of sunshine.
Yeah, which we find out is one of the 4 graces given to an archangel.
The grace of fire.
And so it's very concerning. It's like, where's the actual archangel? We don't get to see it.
Right, and then and Escanor finds his thing as a curse. Right? He doesn't think it's a grace. He thinks it's a burden.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that kind of like misconstrues everything. Like, what's considered, a blessing, what's considered a burden to some people.
That's a good way to put it.
Because in Escanor's eyes, he is burdened with the power of sunshine, and he gets more and more arrogant and kind of like angry when he takes off his glasses. But when he has them on, he's a skinny little guy.
Well, that actually has to do with sunshine, the ability itself, rather than just his glasses. Sunshine is an ability that he's the weakest at night, but at the strongest at the day. And at that moment, in the middle of the day, he is the strongest person.
At high noon, he is the embodiment of physical peak performance. And that was highlighted so well in the fight with Meliodas. And then you even hear Merlin's even talking about it, like, we just have to wait one more minute.
It's just a damn shame that didn't get animated as well as it should have.
I know, and that's my main complaint. Like, that fight should have been the highlight.
It was basically the mid-season finale.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what I noticed about how they animated this is they made it look like a traditional anime, right? Where they have the cuts to black and then right back at it. Because in the first couple of seasons, they didn't do that. It was just kind of played all the way through.
It was a lot more fluid of an anime in the first couple of seasons.
Exactly. So when they started doing the breaks like that, because you were saying it was released in Japan, so it makes more sense now. Because I didn't realize it was. I thought, for me personally, when I first got into it, I thought it was purely just one of the Netflix animated originals.
So something to keep in mind when getting into anime as a whole genre is anime isn't meant for international releases.
Mm-hmm.
There's countless animes that never get an English dub.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even more animes that don't even get a sub.
There's a lot of them that don't even get like second seasons.
Well, that has to do with their popularity in Japan. Japan really dictates what we get as foreigners to Japan.
Mm-hmm. You know what I really love to see a second season of? The Devil as a Part-Timer.
Oh, that was such a fun anime.
It really was. Like I felt like it was super fun. And then Blue Exorcist was another one that didn't get another
But Blue
season.
Exorcist had a long season run. It actually had multiple seasons condensed into one when it was moved to Netflix.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like that's something I would want to see more of. Like those two, I think it would be great.
But yeah, one of the things you do keep in mind is it goes all the way down to video games made from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And second releases is it depends on their popularity in Japan.
Right.
They don't really care too much about the international opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Just what is the opinion at home.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's fair to actually have as a community.
Well, I think it's fair in all aspects, not just anime, because let's take The Office, for example. The English version of The Office did poorly over there, but when they moved it to the American audience, it got, 9 seasons?
Yeah, it got a lot of seasons.
Yeah, so it really kind of depends on where the anime, not anime, whatever production's there.
Biggest example of this is American-made TV shows like Supernatural. Supernatural has 17 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone on forever. It's finally ending. And it doesn't do well in other foreign markets,
mm-hmm.
but it's made for the American audience.
Right.
So, I do hope that we get a season 5, even though it didn't do so well here.
Yeah, I mean, only time will tell, really. But this is this is an anime that should get it, because they leave it on a major cliffhanger.
This anime has the potential of being one of the new big 3 of anime.
Agreed.
It has that potential. It's gotten its 3rd season. It can stand on the same platform as My Hero Academia, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Fire Force.
Mm-hmm.
It can sit there. It can be on that same playing field. It just needs a little uptick in animation.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot of value and a lot of chapters in the manga that we still haven't seen.
Mango.
Oh
Chapters in the mango, sir.
Chapters in the mango.
Thank you. Thank you for pronouncing it properly for me and the viewers. I love it. I love it. It's great.
I'm gonna kill him one of these days.
No, you're not.
You're right.
I make you good hookah. Correct me when I'm wrong.
Can't find the lot.
You know what? I'm never wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Because I could have been wrong, but I was right.
Enough bashing on it. I want to know personally, what did you find really enjoyable from this season?
What I found enjoyable about this season were obviously the fight scenes. I love almost every fight scene that this has to offer. Because dips in quality aside, it did tell a lot about what we didn't know before. Right? Because in season 3, we find that Derriere sees Elizabeth and we don't know why she flipped out. And then we find out that she is a reincarnation and cursed to die when she finds out her old memories.
Yeah, cursed to die 3 days later.
Yeah. So it is a very interesting thing, and now it gives us a timeline of what's about to happen and how Meliodas will stand at anything for the woman he loves. So that was actually really, to me, that's really touching. Right? When you are in love with somebody, you will do anything for them.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the other things that this anime as a whole does very well, is it really goes into a lot of concepts of relationships, as you see with King and Deanne, Bon, and his good girl, Elaine.
And it's just and you see everyone's getting a new perspective in this whole season.
I wouldn't quite call it a new perspective. I feel like they bitched them all out. All these characters got scaled back down because they had just gotten all of these power-ups, and we have to make sure that the anime can keep going. So I felt like this season was a reset in power scaling for the anime.
Yeah, because you watch it, these guys are, in season 1, Meliodas is too OP, right? And now he's dialed back a little bit to he pretty much gone Super Saiyan.
Not only is he dialed back, he's taken off the playing table.
Yeah, he really is, because he's now trying to become the Demon King and get all 10 commandments.
And spoilers, he does get all 10.
Oh, damn it. I was going to read the mango for that.
He does get all 10. But that means, first of all, so a couple things from this conversation that we get to take away from this is Meliodas will get all 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously what's going to happen.
Right.
And Elizabeth now knows she's a goddess, which means she's going to die in 3 days.
Well, in the timeline we have now, she's got like a day and a half left.
Which means everything that happens in season 5 is going to happen in that time frame.
In that time, exactly. So it's basically going to be
And
the
you
5 minutes.
You thought that 5 minutes on Namek was bad?
Oh, this is going to be worse.
This whole season is 5 minutes on Namek.
Oh my god. And that's like the biggest thing. And this is the biggest controversy. It's never fully established for the Battle of Namek what that 5 minutes really was, because it took like 6-7 episodes.
Yeah, and it took...
But the common theory and kind of most like understand and makes a lot of sense is that they were fighting in slow motion for us as the viewers to see.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what they're going to do in season 5.
I feel like
see it.
I feel like we're not going to see it like that. We're going to see it as time passing normally from a whole bunch of other characters' point of view. Mm-hmm. A lot of backtracking into what happened in the past, a lot of more exposition, but again, a lot more fighting will be happening in the next season.
Right. So what do you like about this anime? About this season in general?
This particular season, I really liked putting the other characters on the backseat for Elizabeth. Elizabeth has been an integral character for every season. Mm-hmm. She was such an important piece because Meliodas obviously loves her. Mm-hmm. But we don't get to know more than that. Mm-hmm. But this season, we got to know more about Elizabeth. We got to see her be more active and take a more powerful role.
Right.
So we got a lot more character development for her. Mm-hmm. And I feel that that is more important as a whole to the anime to realize that she's the supreme deity's daughter.
I mean, it's good. It's gonna be very interesting to see season 5. Like, I really do enjoy the anime as a whole. That way, like, I mean, I don't like season 2, and I have mixed feelings about season 4. But it's like one of those things. Like, I watch it and I enjoy it, so I'm going to watch it whether it's good or bad.
It's like that time I watched The Wise Man's Grandson. That anime is so bad. But I got a little emotionally invested in a couple of the side characters in like the first 2 episodes.
Sure.
And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to finish out this anime, and if it comes out with the second season, of course I'm going to watch it. Mm. But that's what I feel like this season is. It's just one of those...
I have to watch kind of things.
I have to watch it. It's the early part of the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I can agree with that.
It really feels like it's bogged down by characters who enter and leave and share no importance to the overarching story. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that sounds about right. I personally have nothing more else to say about the anime other than if you're gonna watch it on Netflix, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're not like really nitpicky like me and Will are, and we will pretty much break down anything that we watch, like, you're gonna enjoy it, especially if you want something that's a little bit more fun and lighthearted and at the same time, very, what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's very entertaining.
Gritty?
Yeah, gritty. There we go.
It's a little more gritty of an anime at the moment, and it's going to stay like that until the Demon King is defeated.
Yeah, so I mean, it makes sense, and then I want to see what happens to Bond. Like, Bond went to Purgatory, and he's going to be a badass.
That's something I won't spoil.
Yeah, that's going to be better now. I'll kick your ass. But no, like, at a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate this season?
I rate the season a solid 6. It did have a lot of exposition and a lot of episodes that just didn't feel like they placed well next to each other.
Right. I'd have to say I give it a 5. Like, it's enjoyable, but not as enjoyable as I wanted it to be. I kind of watched it, and as I was going through, it ended up just becoming background noise while I was on my phone or my computer.
Yeah.
But I still paid attention to it.
Like, when I was watching it for the first time through Japanese streams, I didn't... I was playing Binding of Isaac while it was playing.
Yeah. Guys, be sure to follow me under The Hookahology on Instagram and or Twitter. And if you want to find more of Cinema Smoketography, The Hookahology's YouTube channel videos, Be sure to find us on Facebook. You'll be looking for this beautiful face, Tommy Rodriguez, and you'll be able to find everything else on. God damn it! Can't talk. Got too much phlegm. Rona. Just kidding. Don't have the Rona.
That might demonetize us.
For real. So be sure to find us everything on Facebook under the Hookahologists. And like I said, you have any other suggestions we should try, be sure to leave us a comment section there. And be sure to check us out on Spotify, Breaker, and Google Podcast under Cinema and Smoketography. Until next time, guys. Keep smoking.